Hi, my name is Albert with Mainland Cycle Center. Today I want to show you a 2014 Kawasaki Ninja 1000. This is the new 1000 Ninja for 2014. And so what's new about it? We had a Ninja 1000 for the last couple of years now. Looks pretty much the same, but there are some changes. It's only available with ABS for 2014. And then now the traction control has also been added. So you got traction control, ABS is standard on it now. And then you also have power modes. So you can have a button on the dash that lets you reduce the power. So you've got a little switch here, and that's going to let you select the traction control and the power modes, and it'll be on the dash. And there's 3 different traction control modes. And you can turn traction control off, and then there's going to be a full power and a low power mode, with low power being about roughly 70% of available power. So let's see what else is new. One of the things I noticed that's new is this is an adjuster for the shock. So this lets you stiffen and soften the rear shock spring tension. So if you're carrying a passenger, you can stiffen it up. If you've got luggage or gear strapped on the bike, you can stiffen it up real easily just by turning right here. No special tools required. You can turn this, you feel a little click. And so you can count your clicks, 2 clicks in. You can go back out 2 clicks. So it's got some clicks to it. So you can kind of keep track of your setting and where you're at, count those clicks. The mufflers are a little different. Let's see what else. The new 6th gear in this bike. So the 6th gear is now taller, so going to reduce RPMs in 6th gear. Front brake calipers are different. These are a 4-piston monoblock caliper. So what does that mean, monoblock? It's a radially mounted 4-piston caliper. So we've got bolts radially mounted, 4-piston. There's 2 pistons here, 2 pistons on the back of the caliper, and you've got this on 2 calipers. So a total of 8 pistons on the front. But what does monoblock mean? Monoblock means that this caliper, the brake caliper, is one piece of aluminum. Well, aren't they all? No, they're not all. Most of the calipers that you'll see on the old 1000, Ninja 1000, even the current Model ZX10s, are a 2-piece caliper, and they're bolted together. Now when you look at the caliper from this side, you don't see that because the bolts are on the back. But if you look at the back side of the caliper from the other side, you'll see those bolts bolting the caliper together. It's 2 pieces. So this is a 1-piece caliper, monoblock caliper. They're made by Tokico. It's got the Kawasaki logo on it. But a 1-piece caliper. Is that a huge deal? Well, I don't know that it's a huge deal for most of us. This is a more expensive way to make the caliper. It's harder to machine it all in 1 piece. And so it's easier to machine it 2 pieces than bolt it together. So it takes more time to make. It's a more maybe precision part. There's not going to be any movement between the 2 halves of the caliper. There probably isn't in the other ones because we don't seem to have problems with those. But it's a pretty cool feature. So monoblock calipers. Of course, you've got the inverted front forks on here, and of course what that means is your fork tube is here on the bottom instead of clamped in the top, and what would be the lower fork leg usually is now up here. So it's what we've come to know as an inverted or upside down front fork. On sport bikes, this is actually more common than the old style forks nowadays, but like if you look at a Ninja 650, this fork tube is clamped up in the triple clamps. But less flex, smoother ride, better precision handling, just all about handling. These are adjustable suspensions. You've got dampening and rebound dampening, compression dampening, and then spring tension adjustments on there. This bike has a horizontal shock, a horizontal back link they call it. So the shock is running like this, then there's a piece of linkage, works in like that. And so why mount the shock like that? One of the reasons that Kawasaki did that was that by putting the shock up here, it gets it away from the exhaust. The cooler that shock stays, the cooler the oil will stay, the better suspension action you're going to have. The shock's not going to be heating up a lot, and it's just going to provide better suspension action. So that was one of the benefits of moving that shock up there. Of course, when we look at the rear wheel, you can see the sensors for the traction control and ABS. These are what they call eccentric chain adjusters, so this moves like on a cam almost to adjust the chain. Pretty cool. I've always loved those type of adjusters. You know, lots of little things with this bike. This bike is a sport bike, no doubt. Is it as hard edged as a ZX-10R? No, it's not. But it's really a great bike. It's probably what most of us should be riding on the street, because it really rides good. It's got a more comfortable seat, a little more of an upright riding position, yet it really does have top-notch suspension, top-notch brakes, 4-piston monoblock calipers on the front. It really does do well. Alloy wheels, alloy frame. This bike's not ram air, but it does have what they call a cold air intake, where the air intake is high and away from the motor to make it draw as cool air as possible. This is 1043cc, so even though we call this a Ninja 1000, 1043 cc's, and really tuned for great power on the street. From red light to red light, this bike's about as much fun as you can have on the street. Just a blast. Let's see what else is new. It looks like this clear tail light is new. One of the things that Kawasaki's been talking about on this bike is the new saddlebags that they have available for them. They're not standard with the bike, but they are available as an accessory of Kawasaki. And if you're familiar with the Kawasaki Concours 14, the saddlebags that Kawasaki has available for these, the hard color match bags, are going to be very similar to how they mount on the Concours, meaning there's going to be a little plastic deal or something that fits on here. The bag will click in here. You replace this piece with another piece, and the bag has a hook where it hooks in there, much like it does on the Concours. I haven't seen a set in person, but I saw some pictures of them and saw the mounts, and that's exactly what it reminded me of, was the Concours 14 mounts. So if you're familiar with the Concours and how those bags come on and off, then these bags are going to be very, very similar to that. So if you're looking for a high-speed, rapid transit touring bike, sport touring bike, buy this Ninja 1000, put you a set of hard bags on it. You're not giving up ABS or traction control anymore. And you got something a little leaner and meaner maybe than the Concours 14. But just a great looking bike. Again, one of my favorite bikes that we sell, even better now with these new upgrades. And if you would like to ride a Ninja 1000, then come by and see us here at Mainland Cycle Center. We do test drives on motorcycles. If you've got a valid motorcycle license, you're an experienced rider, and we feel like you can safely take a test ride, we'll be happy to get you a test ride on one of these Ninja 1000s here at Mainland Cycle Center. All right, like I said, we're Mainland Cycle Center. We're located in LaMarque, Texas. We're about 30 minutes south of downtown Houston, just off of I-45 here in LaMarque. You can find us online at mainlandcyclecenter.com, by phone at 409-948-4969. You can give us a call, shoot us an email, or even better, come by and see us in person. We'd love to help you just any way that we can. Hey, thanks for watching.